shows both on the SEC Network and the Longhorn Network as we welcome you in with the former Two Sports Texas standout, Nell Fortner. I'm Tiffany Green, and well, couldn't you be more excited for this? I don't think so.
I know I couldn't, because this is an outstanding weekend of volleyball right now for the top 18 teams in the country to start the season out. Hey, these 4 teams very well could end up in Kansas City in the last weekend of the season.
Not only that, we are used to the Nebraska brand, but we are having to get familiar with some new names and faces.
Yeah, the loss of 4 great players off of last year's team, no doubt about it. How about 3 All-American? The Rolfson twins, Justine Wong-Arantes, the best libero in the country. Hey, there's a lot of replacing to do. But for Nebraska, they replace it with great players also. You've got freshman starters coming in here for the first time playing their first match. They'll be a little nervous. And, hey, also 2 new assistants that John Cook is having to train. So it's like starting from scratch, but not, because Nebraska, this culture is outstanding. But, hey, for more on Oregon, let's send it down to the floor to our own Holly Rowe.
Well, there are a lot of new things for Oregon, and they are hoping for a new culture around Oregon Duck volleyball. It was a difficult offseason. Last year, all 12 members of the team went into the athletic administration and said they wanted a better student-athlete experience. And so the organization parted ways with the all-time winningest coach, Jim Moore. That brings in Matt Olner, who will coach his first match tonight as a head coach in indoor volleyball. He is so excited. I said, "Are you nervous tonight?" And he said, "Nope, I slept 9 hours last night." He's got 2 young ones at home, so he took advantage of getting some good sleep. A new chapter, a new era off for the Oregon Ducks today.
Glad he is well rested, so are his players, as he'll look to Lindsey Vanderwide and Ronica Stone.
No kid, he's got 2 great ones right there. Ronica Stone, a dynamic middle blocker for the Ducks, and Lindsey Vanderwide really have to do a little bit of everything. And then Brianna Holman, Michaela Fecky. Fecky playing 6 rotations this season.
And so we are underway, serving things up here from the Stephen O'Connell Center in Gainesville. The overpass, and you'll see a couple of setters in there as Oregon runs a 6-2 offense. Michaela Fecky hitting from the right side. And already a good back and forth. You'll see this Nebraska team excellent with ball control.
And that's the one thing that you don't want to do. You have great ball control on both sides of the floor. Maybe little nerves we see right now, but you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot with the nets, the balls being hit into the net. But a good opening rally for both teams.
Kayla Fecky, preseason All-Big Ten, junior out of West Point, Iowa. And she, again, is one of the cornerstone pieces for this new-look Nebraska team. They will rely on her heavy as Jazz Sweet, the lefty, coming over from the right side to register the kill.
Yeah, Jazz Sweet right there. Big shoes to fill with Katie Rolfson, the All-American for Nebraska, graduating and moving on to a professional career, also working with the national team some.
So Sweet is one of 2 freshmen who will see some time on the right side. We'll get a preview of Aneshka Zabo perhaps later on. And there's Holman, just finding the sweet spot in middle back.
You see Brianna Holman, they set her a little bit of a higher ball in the middle to let her use that athleticism, that tremendous jump that she has to finish.
And we talk about just the different freshmen and the new faces that we'll see. Jazz Sweet along with Zabo, Chesney McClellan along with Lauren Stiverins. Stiverins will play the middle blocker position.
Let's don't forget about Hunter Atherton, the setter who's stepping in for Kelly Hunter while she recovers from an injury right now. So, boy, those are big shoes to fill. I mean, Kelly Hunter, one of the best setters, definitely in the Big Ten and around in the country.
We'll step aside as Oregon takes a quick timeout. Nebraska out to an early start.
Nebraska off to a strong start, 4-0 over Oregon, and they're having to do it without their starting setter today. Kelly Hunter is being held out of this match for precautionary reasons as she recovers from an injury, so that will bring out setter Hunter Atherton, who is a freshman. A lot of eyes on her today, but she's off to a strong start. The coach, John Cook, says that she is a maverick in there. She's fierce, she's got fire, she's very athletic and gets in great position. A lot on her shoulders today for the Huskers.
I like that. She's a maverick. She's a gunslinger. It reminds me of you were talking about Top Gun, you know, Tom Cruise or Brett Favre with the Green Bay Packers. They like to get out there and sling it around a little bit.
First point there for the Oregon Ducks. Brooke Van Sickle be back to serve. The sophomore out of Battleground, Washington, replacing Amanda Benson, a big piece, that wonderful libero for the Ducks last year. One of the best to ever come through the Ducks program. Monica Albright, we're seeing her come on strong in this senior year for her.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about Ani, you know, she was a DS. Last year, you're looking at her stats. She has 25 kills last year because she was a DS, compared to 270 kills by Katie Rolfson. So this is a player getting an opportunity to earn a spot on that left side, and she's worked hard in the offseason to earn it.
Willow Johnson with the big swing, number 4 for Oregon. She handles it, passes it up, and gives it right back to her. And Kinsey Maloney, we talked about just the replacement of impact and key players for both sides. Maloney taking the spot of Justine Wong-Arantes, who graduated. We mentioned already. And Lauren Stiverins getting into the action. We talked about her already, one of those impactful freshmen.
Well, she is, and you saw her. She great blocking up at the net, but then her ability to transition off of that block and get herself back up in the air to be an offensive force in the middle is outstanding.
Stiverins, who played club actually with Willow Johnson on the other side for Oregon, both coming out of the state of Arizona. And just misplayed there. And errors early on have hurt Oregon.
They really have, and that's just maybe a little bit of the jitters, getting used to just playing together, getting this season underway. But they've got to clean this up right now, or Nebraska will run away from them.
Already out to an 8-2 advantage, and that service error from Maloney. And this is the Vert Challenge, and we'll hear a little bit more about the Vert Challenge from Holly later in our broadcast. But they get to wear technology. Players get to wear it, and they can measure how high they jump, the jump count. It's just good information and data for coaches and programs to just understand and analyze as much information as they can to make the best decisions.
Absolutely. Volleyball coaches, it seems like, are always looking for that little extra edge of technology to better their athletes. So they're learning how many jumps they take during practice, during a game, how high they're jumping every time they're jumping. So it's a lot of information that gathers.
Samit Gill hits that one wide, so a 10-2 advantage, and another timeout taken by Matt Ulmer. That's the second timeout taken by the Ducks. So several players from both teams having the opportunity to wear the device to be able to see just how well they're jumping so far. Ronica Stone has had 25, and when you compare that to some of the best all-around sports, LeBron James at 44, the first-round draft pick out of Texas A&M, Miles Garrett, and a young lady that we will see later tonight in Shina Joseph for the Florida Gators, 40 and a half.
Yeah, get ready. Shina Joseph, one of the best athletes, leapers I've seen in a long time. Look at Brooke Van Sickle with a 32.9. That's getting up there, Brooke.
And also in today's match, Brianna Holman, number 13 in red for the Cornhuskers, 32-inch vertical.
And that's Chiako Bagu right here, that 1-foot takeoff on that slide, getting her up there at 30 inches.
As we send it over to our Holly Rowe with more.
So just what is the Vert? It is a performance wearable. It's about the size of a USB thumb drive. The ladies can just tuck it right in the rolled up pants of their spandex. And that information is then wirelessly sent to this kind of device, an iPad, a computer, anything that we choose. We have live real-time stats so we can see as soon as someone takes off and has a jump, how high they went. But more importantly for coaches, this is giving them valuable feedback on workload. How many times an athlete has jumped in practice to prevent injury? They might cut back a little bit, and in games to just know exactly what their teams are doing out there.
All right, thanks so much, Holly. And this is so neat because, USA Volleyball has used this, and just being able to know what your players are doing. Any and every little advantage that you could have and piece of information
Yeah, it's hard as players work in all facets of their game. Workload becomes very important as seasons progress. How many times are they jumping? How high are you jumping? Do we need to scale it down? And I think that this is where it becomes very important as the season goes on.
I think not only that, but it's also something to kind of motivate, the athletes and a sense of pride, I mean, it's something small, but, hey, I could jump this high. I mean, that's not too bad for Shauna Joseph or for Brianna Holman. And that one tipped just out of play from Stiverins.
It was a really nice thought by Lauren Stiverins right there. Just hit it a little bit too far out of bounds.
So Brooke Van Sickle and Veronica Stone among the top jumpers in this match. Atherton to Stiverins. Played nicely. Oregon with a chance to attack. And there's the one-handed putback, if you will, from Samit Gill, the junior middle blocker.
Boy, she just hung up there as long as she could and grabbed the ball with that one hand and put it down. Really nice job of staying with the play and staying focused on the ball.
Had 31 total blocks a season ago. Will be asked to do more this season as Matt Ulmer wants to use her in a starting role this year. And now John Cook takes a timeout as Oregon is working their way back into this one now, only down by 4.
Well, this is where John Cook is probably frustrated. Nebraska, always known as one of the best ball control teams in the country, but he had to know going into this season, losing Justine Wong-Orantes, the best libero in the country last year, he was going to have ball control issues. That's what's happening right now, and you see Oregon creeping back into this set because of that.
Well, John Cook graduated 4 seniors last year, Andy Malloy to go along with Wong-Orantes and the Ralston twins. And so when you're talking about trying to replace All-Americans or your all-time digs leader, I mean, it's just tough to do. But the good news is he's got a great load of talent to work with, always coming into that Nebraska program, just funneling it in and just training him up little by little.
Yeah, John Cook talked to us yesterday about how much fun he's having this year. He feels re-energized. He's having to teach again. Look, last year, everybody came back to camp in 2016 trying to repeat as national champions since they won it in 2015. Everything was just working like clockwork. Hey, this year, lots of new faces, lots of freshmen. Oh, you know how nervous you are as a freshman. So he's having to teach 2 new assistant coaches, 4 new administrative assistants. I mean, the whole thing is like starting from scratch. He's energized by it. He's getting to teach again. He's having to do so many things he hasn't done in a long time. And he is a fantastic coach with a great culture in this Nebraska program.
You speak about the culture, the AVCA Hall of Fame inductee later this year in December. He will join Nebraska coach Terry Pettit. But the culture of this program and the expectation you talked about, Nell, earlier is always to just win.
Yeah. Look, Coach, we don't care that you got new faces. We expect Big Ten championships and national championships. So right now, yes, he has a lot on his plate. But, let's move forward to Oregon. How about the energy coming off of Matt Ulmer? He's so excited about this job, and he's doing a fantastic job in the recruiting world, but also laying down the foundation for an excellent program at Oregon.
As we send it over to our Holly Rowe.
Well, you may have noticed that Matt Ulmer of Oregon called 2 timeouts very early in this first set. 4-0 Nebraska lead. He wanted to settle his team down. During the last timeout, he wanted them to be a little bit more aggressive. He said, work for the best approach. Be aggressive with your swings. If you have an error, that's okay, but he wants them going out swinging hard just like that from Van Whiteout.
Well, thanks so much, Holly. And when we talked with Matt Ulmer, and even some of the players, it's been a feeling of, I'm going to get on you. And that's what I'm supposed to do as your coach, but I'm also going to do it in a constructive way, in a positive way. And we've seen already the players really respond to it well.
Yeah, there's no question about that. I think he's a really good teacher. He's got a great understanding of what he wants his players to do offensively. Trying to teach them maybe to play a little more free, let go of the mistakes when they happen, because they're going to happen. Let them go and just move forward. I think Lindsey Vanderweide, we're going to see a more aggressive, progressive player, maybe better swing management than we saw last year. So that'll be interesting to watch as these 2 days go.
And those 2 quick timeouts have paid off so far. A 6-2 run for the Ducks. It's Taylor August finding the corner pocket.
Yeah, Taylor August, a very important piece of the offense for Oregon. She's got to find ways to score points right here, and she does a nice job finding this deep back corner against the Huskers.
Atherton to Stiverins off 1 foot. Takes care of business.
But that's a nice hit by Stiverins. This is a freshman that's got a lot of potential at 6'4". She redshirted last year, got some good opportunity to learn, and now she's ready to see what she can do and fill in for that open middle blocker spot.
And one of the compliments paid to Stiverins is the fact that she brings great fire, and that's what her teammate Brianna Holman said about her. And being able to take a compliment like that and translate it onto the court, that can only help this program.
No question. You like those players with energy, you know, that everybody can feed off of. It feels good.
Townsend, free ball over. Van Sickle dug out there by Albright. Once again, excellent play. And just not able to finish it off.
You know, we're seeing Brooke Van Sickle. She's not the biggest player on the floor. She's only 5'9", but this kid has power. She gets up and really cranks on the ball right here. The overpass, Nebraska not able to take advantage of it.
The service error extends the lead back out to 3 for the Huskers. We talked about Atherton, redshirt freshman out of Prospect, Ohio. Got to take another big step this season, but this is a glance of the future for John Cook. And until Kelly Hunter returns to the lineup, this is valuable playing time for her.
Really nice job by August right there, using the hands of the block to send it out of bounds for the Oregon point. So you see them creeping back up into this set, and they again, you look back to the beginning, it was 8-2. They were really struggling, but they found their rhythm right now. Nebraska has to find a way to slow them down.
Fecky. Willow Johnson with the off-speed. And got the Nebraska defense snapping a little bit there. So within 1.
Yeah, right now, Nebraska not being able to find the floor with any of their kills right now, but Oregon definitely is. Really doing a good job of managing some swings.
And just like that, we're tied up. So Nebraska got off to a 10-2 start, and now we are tied at 14-all in this first set. Maggie Scott, the senior setter, on the serve. Atherton to sweep. Dug out by Honar. And Van Sickle, who's been very active from the left side, deflects it off a Husker. And now Oregon takes their first lead.
You know, and in these rotations, here's John Cook going to switch some things up. He's got to rotate, try to get Fecky out here on this left side and Jazz Sweet out there on her right side, because they've been hitting different than that. So they haven't been able to put balls away right now. Now they're more in their power position.
Standing right there is Stone. Veronica Stone, number 17, and Blackshe along with Willow Johnson up at the net. Johnson now on the swing. Alex Honar. Deflected off the block. Back to Van Sickle. And somehow punched over by Holman to stay alive.
What a great defense on that back row right there. You know, this is something that Ani Albright knows how to play defense on the back line. She keeps this ball alive, gives Nebraska that last chance to put the kill away.
Here's Fecky. This is a Nebraska team. Picked to finish second in the Big Ten behind Penn State. And they reclaim the lead.
I think we're going to see Brianna Holman get a lot of swings this year in the middle. There's no question she has the ability to do some really nice things with her leaping ability, her power, and her swing. Again, they set her a little bit higher to give her time to get to the ball. Hey, let's just get it up there and let her swing.
There's Ani Albright.
I like Ani Albright, you know, just patiently waiting her time, working hard to get on the floor on that front row. And this is, you know, there's so many players that you'll see around the country transfer if they're not getting their opportunity early. Hey, you've got to be patient. She's had a lot of talent in front of her. But good job of biding her time and really working hard and staying focused in the gym.
And the captains on this team, and denied by the Ducks was Holman.
You know, one of the things about with Brianna getting a higher set in the middle, it gives those middle blockers for Oregon an opportunity to kind of stay on her, kind of focus, gives them a little more time to adjust and get up on that block.
Was pounded down by Ronica Stone. The sophomore out of San Jose, California. Great presence in the middle for the Ducks.
Oh, what a great defensive play by Oregon right here, because this ball gets pounded and it gets up by Honer, perfectly placed in her setter's hands right there. That's nice volleyball.
We talked about the play of Alex Honar, the fact that they, too, are having to replace an important piece in their libero, Amanda Benson, who graduated last year, also playing with the U.S. national team.
Yeah, those are some big shoes to fill on both sides of this net today. Alex Honar filling in for Amanda Benson. Then you've got, on the other side, Kenzie filling in for not filling in, taking over for Justine Wong-Orantes.
You just think about, how do you replace it? You don't. That's what coaches say. And for Oregon, it's by committee for Matt Ulmer. But you look at the numbers that Benson put up during her time, an All-American, and more than 2,000 digs in her career for Justine Wong-Orantes. Again, a two-time All-American.
Yeah, I used to love watching Justine Wong-Orantes. I felt like I watched her for 10 years. And then she felt like she was at Nebraska that long. But just both of these players just could cover so much ground, but they read so well. They knew where the ball was coming, and their platform outstanding to send the ball right where their setter needed it to set up their hitters.
So, Holly, you talked about just the importance of Wong-Orantes and Benson. You got a little bit more on those young ladies.
On that last play in that back row defense where Wong-Orantes would normally be a libero for them, Michaela Fecky is playing back row. Now that is a new change for her. She's trying to become a 6 rotation player, the coaches call it, where she can play those 3 spots along the back defensively and not be a liability. But Oregon knows that this is new for her, that she is still going to make some mistakes back here. So that last swing went right at Fecky. She was unable to handle it, and the result is a point for Oregon. So keep your eye on that. Michaela Fecky trying to become a 6 rotation player. For Texas, 2 of their big studs also trying to become 6 rotation players, and Lexi Sun and Micaiah White. It's going to be a fun thing to keep our eye on tonight.
Yeah, 6 rotation players. They're interesting in the sense that they've got a lot to learn on front row, back row, in all areas of the game. Michaela Fecky worked very hard. She wanted to be a 6 rotation player. She has worked hard in the offseason to make that happen, but moving and reading and understanding where that ball's coming off that block, you got to be ready.
And sometimes just in game time, you just got to get that experience, more of it, as Willow Johnson delivers the boom. A 5-0 run now for the Oregon Ducks, out to their largest lead here in this first set. Sweet delivers the right back at you.
I like Jazz Sweet's power on that right side. She really has a heavy arm. She gets around that block. It's going to be really hard to stop her.
When you talk about 6 rotation, John Cook believes that she can be a 6 rotation player in the future. And Lindsay Vanderweide, the complete player for the Oregon Ducks, records the kill.
But you see how she manages that swing. She didn't go for that, just that power, just let me just try to kill the ball every time I'm swinging. She's managing it, using the fingertips of the block and scoring some points.
Well, Oregon may not be the tallest or biggest team, but certainly they've got good length at the net as Smooth Gill and Willow Johnson were in to put on the roof.
Well, really nice job by Willow Johnson. Had her hands up, fingers spread wide, really had a little nice press in at the end to keep that ball in bounds.
Double contact for Nebraska, and now Oregon within 2 of closing out this first set. Monica Stone back to serve, daughter of the former NFL offensive lineman Ron Stone, played for the Dallas Cowboys. A couple of famous kids on this team. Willow Stone's father, Randy Johnson, former big league pitcher. The big unit.
Yeah. Boy, he was fun to watch. It's like when he followed through, his leg was almost at home plate.
She, like father, a southpaw as well. Hitting for that right pin for Oregon. Vanderweide dug out by Sydney Townsend. Great heads-up play as match point. Compliments of Samit Gill.
Yeah, Oregon doing a really good job of just managing swings. They're killing when they should. They're swinging hard when they should. They're reading the block well. Nebraska having a hard time with their ball control.
So set point for Oregon after starting this match down 10-2.
Nice job by Lawrence Stivrins. 6'4" freshman does a good job of timing that jump right there.
Stivrins is coming off an excellent scrimmage of the red and white match last weekend. 16 kills. And just misplayed there and off the mistake from Nebraska. It's Oregon who takes set number 1 here for this Vert Challenge. And the Ducks searching for their first win in the Vert Challenge. They're off to a great start here in Gainesville.
Well, no question, the Oregon Ducks came in here to play. They started slow, but they got it going late and take the first set.